And we're going to take a look here at an app called Monarch. Anybody ever heard of Monarch? You guys are super quiet because you're writing, huh? So Monarch, that's what we're going to use. So you can put a little note down there, Monarch. And we're going to go over the website here in just a second. I'm going to give you all of them first, and then we're going to go back and go over them one by one. Number 2, banking and credit management. This is something we're all familiar. I don't think anybody in here doesn't have a checking account except for maybe Reed's daughter. I don't know. Maybe she does. She might have a brokerage account too. So banking and credit management. Your checking and savings account, credit score, high yield savings, your CDs. Your best resources for this deals with My FICO, or what we call Credit Karma, to check your credit, and obviously the banking app that you have. So if you use Chase, chase.com. If you use Wells Fargo, God help you, wellsfargo.com. Sorry, did I say that out loud? Number 3, investing in stock market. And this is something I specialize in. I really love this part. I like growing money more than I do spending it. Some of the best apps I gave last time: Charles Schwab, Tasty Trades, Robo Advisors. And then if you want to get into real estate, there's a fund called Fundrise. And there's also a fund called I Believe Investments that's going to be open in a real estate venture here soon. I was hoping to get more applauses, but I guess everybody's writing. Tough crowd tonight. All right. Number 4, retirement. Everybody talks about it, but very few people put a good emphasis on this. So we're going to look at that tonight. There are a lot of tools that you can use for this. Nerd Wallet is what I prefer. Nerd Wallet. If you want compound interest calculators, investor.gov. Number 5, real estate and the home buying process. I might know some people in real estate and lending over here in this area. They might have like 40 years combined experience or more, I don't know. Real estate and home buying purchase, I typically use a professional for this, and the reason why is because it's a complex transaction. And so I like to sit down with one person, talk it through. If I think they don't know what they're talking about, or they start lying to me or have exorbitant fees, then I move on to the next person. But I know some people in this area that might be able to help. Taxes, and this is something that touches everybody. How to reduce your tax bill, and how to defer taxes, which is also a strategy. Sometimes it's not you pay all your taxes up front, you pay them over multiple years. So sometimes we structure our income payouts that way to help investors not pay so much in taxes. So you can do it yourself. I also use tax professionals for that. I know several CPAs, but if you want to talk to me one-on-one, I'll give you some names to take a look at. But tax professionals, I don't do taxes on my own. If you're an H&R Block type person, because you're W-2 and nothing else is going on in your life, then that's probably a good tool. But those are 6 major areas of finance. Those are some tools to actually go over things. And so we're going to go back to Monarch and take a look at the app and see what it can do for you. This is a lot better with slides, but monarch.com. This used to be Mint, I believe. Anybody familiar with this? Monarch Money. Track, budget, plan, and do more with your money. So it looks like this. Yeah, pass that around. My huge phone. If you're sitting in the back and you want to come forward so you can see, it's up to you. This is a hands-on class, so I'm giving you actual tools you can use. This is not just teaching you what to look at. This is putting things into practice. Yeah, Monarch does have an app too. You don't have to pull it up on a website. There is another company called Plaid that kind of links them together, Plaid, like a plaid shirt. And typically you have to give them access to pull all your information together. Plaid, plaid, like a plaid shirt. I think Reed has on a plaid shirt. Kind of like that. So Monarch, I like it a lot. It's very easy to use. I don't know the charges on it at this point. Most of the things I'm giving you are very inexpensive or they're free. Everybody got it? All right, so budgeting is very linear. And so when you look at a budget, you're always sending money out. So it's a good tool to tell you where you're at. It's not a good tool to forecast where you're going. Okay? So when you're sending money out, two of the places you want to send your money out to, besides obviously your giving, is what? Investments, and then where else? If you're in debt, debt reduction. So those are two major things that people face in their life is how to get out of debt and how to grow my money. So the formula that I've developed that works over the last 20 years is 80% of the money that you have that's free goes to debt reduction. 20 to 25% of it goes to what we call investing. So if I make, let's say, $5,000 a month, for easy math, that I have left over $1,000, then I would be sending 80% of that $1,000 or $800 to pay off my debt and $200 to investing. Investing prevents you from having to go into debt later. So when you have money put away, you don't have to go into debt. So it's super important that you understand this. You can adjust this as you go and as you get better. The top savings rate in America for the wealthiest people in the world is over 25% of their income. Keep in mind that they're spending 40%, give or take, on taxes. So you can tell that they live well below their means. Super important. When we give according to our income. That's in Corinthians. And so when we invest, we have to do the same, right? The Bible tells us to set aside each week a portion of our income for giving. I'm telling you also to set aside each week a portion for investing. It'll also create discipline in your life to not go buy new spiky shoes or other expensive things. So it'll help you. In the beginning, developing discipline with finance is the most important piece because when you're out of touch financially, it's typically because of either a major health problem or you've been undisciplined. So I know things happen to people. Financially, medically is typically how most people go bankrupt if they do. And so one way to prevent it is to maintain good health. And so the most expensive thing I found people face in retirement is health insurance and health. So if you're young, maintain your health. And if you're old, maintain your health. It'll save you a lot of money in the future. So Monarch, very good budgeting tool. Not much else that I use it for at all, really. But it is a very good budgeting tool. All right, what was number 2? So I can wake you guys up. Banking and credit. What's the largest bank in the U.S.? It is exactly right. Chase. Okay, so when it comes to banking, there's a couple things you need to keep in mind. Your checking account is an investment. How do I know? It has FDIC insurance. Anything in life that needs insurance is an investment. So your checking account is an investment whether you like it or not. And if that bank goes under, you'll find out very quickly how slowly they pay your money back. So having a sound bank, and I'm not promoting Chase, but having somebody that's going to be there when you need them is super important. So I like credit unions, but I don't put a lot of my money there. okay? I use them for other financial things, and I'll go over that here in a minute. So checking and savings, I always look at safety first. Chase is one of the largest. If you have access to other banks like Schwab, because you have investments there, they also have banking services and very robust banking services. So it's another one if you like to invest part of your money and then have your checking and savings and all that good stuff together with your investments. Schwab is another good one. They even have a partnership with American Express, so you can even have your credit card there. So you'll notice as we continue to age, putting your stuff together will typically make you more viable to a bank and get you more perks than keeping your money spread apart. The other thing about checking accounts is I don't like to have a bunch of them. It keeps me confused. I have money here, money there, money here. I just want one account, money coming in, money going out, and a business account. Other than that, beyond that, it's confusing for a lot of people. Unless somebody's got a special 10% rate for the first $10,000, like you see a lot of times at a credit union. But other than that, one checking account, one business account. Simplify your life. I don't have a savings account. I'm not against them, but I like to invest the money that I would typically save. If you don't have the acumen to do that, CDs are a good choice, U.S. Treasury bonds, or a savings account. Let me go over that again. CDs, U.S. Treasury bonds. You can buy this at treasurydirect.gov, and also savings account. I will tell you, savings account pay you very little, and they don't keep up with inflation. That's why I don't use them. Credit scores and reports. There's an app called Experian.com. I use it. It used to be free. It's not free anymore, which kind of stinks, but I can't change that. I do like to monitor my credit. I do like to know what's going on with my credit because my name is my credit score today. The Bible says that a good name is better than silver and gold. Yeah. And so keeping up with your credit is super important. Who in here has over a 750 credit score? So a lot of us have room to improve, right? And so hopefully in the future, we'll have a credit course on how to improve your credit. All right. Where was that? Oh, I don't want to go over commercial banking. That's for another day. I'm going to add insurance at the bottom for a bonus for y'all. Sorry about that. I should have added that before. That'll be number 7. Number 3, investing in stock market basics. Anybody have a brokerage account? Anybody have one and don't like they have one? Yeah, Robinhood is one. That's very good. Who else has one? That's great. So I see you guys are applying some of these tools. And so the big question is, what type of account do I have and where do I put my money, right? What stock is the next Google or the next Microsoft or the next Palantir? And so this right here is what we call developing financial acumen. There's an app called ChatGTP. If you get the 4.0 version, you can even prompt it for what's moving in the market. It's crazy, huh? So what happens is this. You'll get information, and most people don't use it. Remember the example, who wants $20? How many times have we watched Bishop hold up a book? And people come, and they stand there and look at the book. Or nobody comes. And he's like, I want to give this book away. We've heard it 100 times, but how many people use it? And so I'm praying for you guys that you use what you hear tonight. It's super important that you use what you hear. So the stock market basics are this. There is a thing called a MAG 7, M-A-G. I'm not Elder Sparkman, but I'll be able to check by your brokerage account size. That'll be your grade. So investing is super important. The MAG 7's what we call the easiest way to invest. Or not, because they make up so much of the index, people have to buy them anyway. And so in my trading group, a lot of the time we're trading those 7 stocks over and over every single day. I'm telling you, not everybody's a trader, but everybody in the room is an investor. And everybody in the room, by the Bible, can invest their money. So the Magnificent Seven is an easy way to start. I believe in the United States because I live here. And so there's no better place to put your money today than in the United States stock market. And so it's an easy way to get access to that market. You can Google it. You can chat GTP it. Be how, yeah, they'll lend you how much money? Up to how much? 60% of your debt to income. Your tax rate's 25%. How much money do you think you got left? Very little. Some of the builders will be like, if they got the money to pay curtains, I didn't do my job. So these people aren't on